And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, live from Warren JFK. It is player profile time, and a guy that you know very well, the world knows very well, joining us at this time from the Warren JFK Fighting Eagles, Thomas Valent, my friend. Good to see you
Thank
once
you for
again.
having us on and me on. It's a pleasure to be on.
All right, so you go by Thomas Valent. TV is what we call you. But Hometown Hero is another alter ego of yours. You've done so much good for people, for this area, for yourself, obviously, and for your family. Let's start there. How did that come about? And you've just kept churning the entire time. When did was that your freshman year?
Yeah, freshman year. Yeah, at the end of my freshman year, like when COVID hit, and that's when I started the podcast, and everything really got rolling from there.
And you have just helped, a person after person, and you don't do it for yourself. You're not doing it to help yourself or to make a name for yourself. You're doing it for other people. Why is that so important to you?
I think going here and going to the school, it's instilled in me, a sense of blessing and a sense of Thanksgiving, and that's led for me to give back to my community and anyone that I can help.
My favorite is when I talked to my wife and I was telling her that I was meeting with you guys today. She goes, "Are you meeting with the boy that always gives away stuff on his birthday?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, I'm going to meet with TV." And she's like, "Well, tell him how big of an impact he's making for future generations. My kids are looking up to you from that standpoint." So when you're, around the school, people look up to you, obviously because you're on the football team, you're an athlete, you're making your name at Kennedy, but other people look up to you because of what you're doing in the community. How does that make you feel?
Oh, that's really what I want to be known for. Playing sports and doing well. Doing well is good, but that's really what I want to be known for, and what I looked up for in so many people when I was young. And so, if I can be that role model that people look up to for what I've done in the community, that's all I could ever ask for.
All right, let's talk some gridiron now. That's what we're here to talk about. So you guys are sitting pretty going into week 14. You got to do a little traveling, going to not going to Danville, playing Danville, a team that there's not. Have you ever played them?
No.
That I know about it. We couldn't find anything. Unfamiliarity with an opponent. Obviously, you guys can get tape. You can do searches and things of that nature. They're probably going to be a little bit more familiar with you because of all the YSN games that you guys do. But when you're going into a team that you've never played before, what are some of the challenges as an athlete, as a football player that you face?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of unknown. And in our runs, we played a lot of familiar teams. But I think watching film is also the most important thing. But film doesn't tell you it all. And so when you get out there, it might take a few series, a few plays to really get a feel for the team. How physical are they? How big are they really? And so I think film is definitely the most important thing. And then really going out there and experiencing it.
You guys do a great job of anybody, anywhere. You'd play in a parking lot if you had to. From your kind of where you're at right now, how does that was that there when you guys came in, or you just adopt that as this senior class just kind of rolled in?
Yeah, no, I think Coach Prologo has always stressed too that whatever team handles the elements the best has a great advantage in the game, and we preach that a lot since he's been here. And we didn't have a home field really this year, and so we've played really all road games. And it doesn't matter, like you said, we're gonna play wherever, and we're gonna bring our game, and we're gonna prepare, and you better be ready for us.
I love that from a standpoint of your schedule. I mean, you guys play, to me, one of the toughest schedules in all of YSN, and maybe even in the state. You've got D3 teams on your schedule, D4 teams on there, D5, D6. Very little D7 opportunities for you guys until you go to the playoffs. Why is that important this time of year, knowing that you've went up against the Goliaths as David each and every week up to this point?
Oh, it prepares you so much for the playoffs. That's why we play that schedule. That we call it the first season prepares us for the real season. And I give so much credit to Coach Pro, Al, and everyone that schedules those games because that's why we're so successful is the teams that we playing Garrettsville and playing seeing how physical they are. You're not going to play a much more physical team than Garrettsville, and then to go to play Perkins, you're not going to see a team like that probably until you get really far. And so those games prepare you for the deep runs that we want to make in the playoffs, and that we are.
Those deep runs that you want to make in the playoffs, you've made a few of those deep runs in your time here. Do you feel that those deep runs prepare you for kind of the marathon that this has become? 16 weeks to get a state championship. You guys are in week 14 now. I mean, you're almost, your legs have got to be kind of kicking in at this point to where you're, okay, this is what we're used to. This is what we're accustomed to. And the state championship just a couple years ago, do those years help you, with the experience, with that second season you talk about?
100%. Playing those games in the playoffs and being there, it goes a long way. 100% does, because you've been there. You know what to expect. The moment isn't too big anymore because you've been there. And some of the younger kids, we got to express to them that this is another game, and you got to take it for that. Now, take everything in and enjoy the moment, but don't let that moment get too big because it's just another game.
You talk about those younger kids on this team that'll someday be seniors and flying Eagles like yourself. What are some of the conversations like in the locker room, in the halls here at JFK?
Yeah, I think it's getting them to understand truly what JFK means and what JFK football is, because, us four, we're almost like the last of the legacy players here. Mm-hmm. And, we're just trying to stress to them that this is a special place built on tradition and built on, what our brothers and family members have done when Ambrose and his grandfather and Coach Knapp has laid the foundation. And Coach Pro has established that foundation, reestablished that foundation, and we hope to keep that going and instill that in them too.
All right, I know this place means an awful lot to you. What would it mean to bring home a state title? I don't want to get too far ahead, but what would it mean for you to bring home a state title and raise it high, and for the Blue Storm and for everybody that supports Warren JFK?
Man, it would be, words really can't describe that feeling, because I've been there and I've lost it. Mm-hmm. And so to re-get that and get that state title and to go out with what our seniors and the legacy that we've built, it means everything. And that's why we've worked so hard to be where we are today and get that dub this week and continue that run.
Do you guys still have that taste in your mouth from that a couple seasons ago?
Yeah, actually, my background, which some people may not agree with, is the screenshot of the scoreboard. And every morning when I wake up, I see that, and it motivates me to be better and to one day when I know we can get back there, win it.
I love it, man. All right, back to personal, the TV that we know. What do you want to do? I mean, when you're all done, listen, I know we're sitting here in November, but you're going to be walking across the stage in the not-too-distant future. What do you want to do when it's all said and done?
Yeah, so I want to play football, continue that, and right now I'm just staying where my feet are and haven't made any decisions on where I want to go to college. But I want to study communications and even maybe be in the YSN booth here pretty soon.
Let's go. I love hearing that. I just love hearing that you have plans, because you are so talented. You have such a great future ahead of you. We'll support you however we can, man, because your future's so bright. I wish I had a pair of shades because I threw them on, because you are certainly the sunglass emoji. Man, thank you so much, TV, for the time.
For having me on.
You're the best. We'll be back with more JFK right after this on your Sports Network.